Good morning, beautiful people. Or good day, or good evening, good evening. I'm not really sure. Anyway, happy Monday, February 22nd in my world. I am probably going to be a little short and sweet today since I am butting up against an appointment. So let's start with the calendar. George Washington says it is far better to be alone than be in bad company. I hope you find that to be true. I know I do. And it's really important to me that I surround myself with the right kind of people in general. And it leads for a much more fruitful life. No temptation, not as much stress and anger and all the things that come with hanging out with the wrong people. So, good one, George Washington. Okay, let's see what our book says. Body, Mind, and Spirit has this quote for today, starting off with Edmund Burke saying, "You can never plan the future by the past." Intoxication used to give us something we thought we couldn't get any other way. As addiction set in, the pleasure faded. We kept drinking, gambling, or using because we didn't know how to stop. But as we begin feeling well again and our pain fades, we may forget the bad old days can start to seem like good old days, and that's dangerous. We can learn to block these thoughts and think about something else until the danger passes. It's important to plan for these times much as we would plan for any other emergency. Maintaining insurance for rough times. Whoops. How about I skipped a whole line? Maintaining close ties with our sponsor and supportive friends is insurance for rough times. Reminding ourselves each day of the things we can be grateful for in recovery clarifies our thinking. Praying every day keeps our hearts open to a higher power who can handle the things we can't. And eating well and resting when we need to means self-respect that we'll be able to do all the rest. All these things we can do today before distorted thinking sits in. And doing these things, you'll come to believe that real good old days are the ones we're living right now. Today, help me replace negative thoughts and actions with positive ones. How true is this? I know for me, I still get a little like, I don't know if it's nostalgic or what it is. Not that the whole premise, I'm reminded every day, literally, that gambling is not the way to live and how dangerous it is. And it's because I'm submersed in a community that reminds me. I'm here every day talking about it. So it's hard for me to forget the pain that comes with gambling. And of course, you guys as listeners that are kind enough and brave enough to share with me the struggle still going on, it's always top of mind for me. That being said, though, I can romanticize the idea of the past. And just the other day, I was driving up a hill to go to the bank. Not that that's important, but I was driving up the hill and I drove by this old garage where we used to play poker. And the first thing I thought of was I miss the lady who used to run it. I haven't seen her in years. I actually wouldn't even know how to get in touch with her anymore, but that was my first thing. And then the second thing was remembering the good parts of hanging out there, in the shady back room of a garage that I should have never been in, illegally gambling, doing what I would call socializing with my so-called friends who would have took my money just as easily as a stranger's. Because really, most of the room was probably a bunch of gambling addicts. And we would, play to win. Not that it mattered, because myself and I know a few others at the very least that would just take the money and go right up to the casino and lose it, give it away. It wasn't about winning for the money and it wasn't about playing for the sport. It was the addiction. It was just sitting there, killing time, doing it in a different way. Like for me, I think I pretty much justified, well, not at the casino that day, I could feel good about that. I'm socializing. It's all rationalization. It's all bullshit. I don't think I could find time to gamble now if I really tried, or at least not to maintain the life I have now and still find time for gambling. It's just not going to happen. And I don't want to. I don't want to risk everything. I do remember the bad. I do remember the isolation. I can't do that again. It doesn't serve me. It wasn't the person I want to be. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone who said they like this version of me better. They said, what happened when I knew you way back when? You weren't this way. And it was like, well, pretty much everything has changed since way back then. No gambling, no drinking, no hiding whatever I felt, not even knowing that that's what I was doing, but everything has changed. And the people that I was afraid might not accept that are actually the people who are embracing it more, which still blows my mind. But I would hate to put that at risk. And I also would hate to be that person that people can't trust because I didn't protect my recovery. And I'm just so grateful that every day that we have these conversations, every day that someone confides in me, every connection I make, like the wedding this weekend was all my recovery. Well, not all my recovery people, but the reason I went was because it was someone I knew from the center, and I was at a table with 3 other people I knew from the center, and it was good old recovery, smiles and fun. And am I grateful that I met them? 100,000,000%. Even if it was because of all of our gambling bringing us to that point. These are people that were meant to be in my lives, and it makes me happy. And to cloud my vision with the way it used to be and making it appealing in my mind is really just my mind playing tricks on me. And we have to be aware of that. We have to. We talk about playing the story out to the end. As I was driving up that hill thinking about playing poker and thinking about the people and the event, I didn't play the story full out to the end. I didn't go, oh, well, I walked away without my rent money that day, or I had to go home and tell my husband where I was when I should have been at work, or whatever the things were. I didn't play it all the way out. I just highlighted the good stuff, which can be very, very dangerous. And that's what the reading is talking about today. So keep that in mind, guys. If it helps, and it may, work on your gratitude list today. Write down all the things that are better in your life by not gambling. What can you show for it in your relationships, in your personal self-esteem and development, in your job, in your finances, with your children, whatever those things are that are successes now that you've stopped betting. Keep that on the forefront and focus on that and practice your gratitude around that. It will help. And we've already talked this week about, I think it was yesterday, the days still run together, but about all those walls we can put in place to protect us for when we do have the urge or whatever. So use those practices to set yourself up for when the ideas of gambling look very glamorized. That's the work to do today. Well, every day, but I try to give it to you in chunks. All right, beautiful people. I hope that we all have a great start to the week. The whole week is wonderful, actually, but let's kick us off with our Monday, and I will be back tomorrow. So thank you, and have a fabulous day.